Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'll be doing a review for Dinkum, which is an indie adventure life simulation game based in Australia. And I'm also based in Australia, so it kind of works. Let me just stop you right there and say, if you like Animal Crossing, you will like this game. This is by far the most Animal Crossing type game I have come across to date. It's not as detailed in parts and has some slightly different content, but it feels very, very similar. And it's also in early access, so this is only the start. Also, another quick note, this game was made by one person. So keep that in mind as I tell you all the amazing things this game has and prepare to have your mind blown. The story for Dinkum is that you live in what I can only assume is meant to be England. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, you don't really like it there, it's a bit gloomy. So you decide to take a chance and join an older lady named Flint and travel to a new land, which is Australia. So you and Flint arrive safely to this totally uninhabited area, and she asks for your help in convincing visitors, who come in the form of shopkeepers, to live on the island with you. As you get more citizens, you start to build up your little town, which you have complete customization over. And the more citizens you get, the more shops, and then the more stuff you have access to. It's pretty simple. You also have a pretty big uniquely generated map that you can fully explore, which includes different biomes, animals including insects and fish, and a whole bunch of plant life as well. Now, being in Australia, I think you can assume that there's going to be sharks, spiders, kangaroos, but the game doesn't just stop there. There's emus, crocodiles, echidnas, wombats, bush turkeys, dingoes, jellyfish, magpies, cockatoos, and even Tasmanian devils. Pretty much all the iconic animals that you'll find here in Australia, and if you didn't already guess, most of these will try and kill you. Oh, and they also try and kill each other, so that's fun. In classic Australian form, the land just looks like Australia. You've got your red soil, red sunsets, and your gum trees. It's a truly beautiful looking game. And yeah, I might be a bit biased, but even the things like the water, I think looked amazing. Yeah, I definitely love the art style. There's quite a selection of visitors that you can get at your island, each with their own shop where they sell goods. You've got a store for furniture, clothes, farming, research, animals, and more. You can get a small selection of goods to purchase when they're visiting, but more becomes available if you can convince them to become a citizen. You do that by simply befriending them, which you do through chatting to them, buying stuff from their shop, and doing them favors such as finding them items or buying their old clothes for some weird reason. Dinkum is quite similar to Animal Crossing in the way that there isn't really a story. You can do people favors, and Dinkum has the added thing of citizen requests, but yeah. You're really just kind of left on your own to build the town as you see fit. I do wish there was more of a story or a drive, but who knows, maybe it'll be added in a later update. There's bug catching and fishing, as there usually is in these type of games, with different types appearing in different seasons and at different times of the day. And you can also donate these at a museum once you build one. Speaking of seasons, Dinkum does have them, but it's kind of funny because most areas of Australia, including where I live, all the seasons look the same. So no snow and no autumn leaves. So naturally, all the seasons look exactly the same in Dinkum. I kind of love that in a way because, I mean, it's accurate, but it's also kind of boring. Welcome to Australia. Unlike Animal Crossing, it's not real time, which, like, I appreciate Animal Crossing for what it is and all, but man, am I glad it's not real time. You don't have to wait for things, you can just go to bed and it's the next day. Awesome. The people in Dinkum all kind of felt the same to me, like none of their personalities really set them apart. They all just seem like the same character, just with different faces. Although I did love the Australian lingo, using words like mate and bonza.
Alligators and dingo babies.
The residents do hang out around town before and after work and on their days off. They can interact with stuff you place, like they'll sit on benches, water crops, and go check on your animals, which I can't say I was expecting, but I was pleasantly surprised. Similar to Animal Crossing, not only can you decorate your town with furniture, paths, and fences, but you can choose where you want buildings to go, you can move them around, and you can also alter the land. So you can level the dirt, build hills, have ponds, whatever you want. You can also decorate your house with furniture, and you can even customize the outside of it. Again, very similar to Animal Crossing, you have these goals to work towards that earn you points that you can use to purchase upgrades and licenses. The licenses unlock crafting for things like tools and vehicles. Also, yeah, the game has vehicles. So cool. Being in early access, it does have some bugs, but nothing that affected the gameplay. Like, I noticed when you move buildings, it can take a few days for the map to update with the icons, and the controls can be a little bit funny at times, like not selecting things properly, but it's rare. Again, great effort for something made by one person. Another great attention to detail I noticed was the food that you can make. It's all classic Australian food. So fish and chips, meat pies, lamingtons, which are the best thing ever, and sausage rolls. Dinkum has really made me appreciate what a beautiful country I live in. It has such an Australian vibe and really feels like it's set in Australia, not just with the animals and the trees, but the sounds as well. I highly recommend it. It definitely doesn't feel like it was made by one person. If anything, it feels on par with your AAA games. Like, what an amazing effort. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!